Standard Chartered, they're making a lot of bold predictions. They say Ether could reach 8,000 by the end of 2026. They may have forgotten that the parabolic year ends in 2025, and usually things go down afterwards, right? But no matter. Standard Chartered thinks that Ethereum's going to be at 8,000, right? Which is a major climb from where it is now, obviously. Slightly higher than the previous high. But, in 2025, Ether could be a lot higher than 8,000. It could be well above 10,000, maybe even 15,000, depending on how high Bitcoin goes. And Standard Chartered, their CEO also thinks that Bitcoin could go to 150, 200,000. I forgot what he said. But they're actually very pro Bitcoin and crypto, which is great. Why can't JP Morgan be like this, right? Why can't they just turn pro? Because I think Jamie Dimon is in that position like Peter Schiff, where he's known as a Bitcoin bear, and he can't just flip. I think that's the reason why, right? But we have some leaders that are not, beating around the bush. They're just coming out and saying, we love it. We love it. We love to be part of it. Solana. There's a VC that says Solana is like iOS and Ethereum is like Android. I'm going to heavily disagree with that. I don't think that's the case at all, okay? As much as people love Solana, and I know there's a lot of people that love Solana, right? And I have nothing against them, but, if you look at their history, they act way more like Android than Ethereum. They had plenty of outages, a lot more than any other chain, right? And they keep trying to make improvements and so forth, right? Kind of like Android, trying to catch up. Now, Ethereum has its own problems, obviously, right? But Ethereum is the big daddy, is kind of started it all, kind of like iOS, who's kind of started the smartphone craze, right? So I would say it's the reverse, that Solana is more like Android, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm an Android user. I like Android. Android is more robust. They're easier to change, right? They're not as, locked by Apple. But people love Apple. People love iOS because of the ecosystem that Apple has created. It's just really easy to use, and people can't get out of that, right? There's nothing wrong with either. But I would say the parallels, it should be flipped around. Solana is more like Android, and Ethereum is more like iOS, in my opinion. Polygon was kind of up there. I don't know what I would make Polygon, or how to categorize Polygon, but nevertheless, they have a lot of chains going on. Their POS chain, their ZK chain, right? And now they're proposing a L2 chain called Ape Chain to help ApeCoin, who currently rides on top of Ethereum, right? Polygon's just all over the place right now. They want to create 1 million chains for everyone. So we'll see. We'll see if ApeCoin takes, or Yuga Labs, who's behind ApeCoin. We'll see if they're agreeable to that. I saw this USDC now native on Polygon POS chain. That's their main chain, I believe. Before you kind of had to bridge it. Now you don't. It's native, so that's good. Also, let's not forget Polygon 2.0, right, is in testnet mode right now. So that will be coming up. When it comes out, there's going to be multiple chains going on simultaneously. But, Polygon's trying to sort through them all, right? But they are testing 2.0 right now. And, that's going to come live pretty soon. You have Google that recently announced that, yeah, they're joining Polygon as a validator. They staked 10,000 Matic because, they want to get in. They want to get involved with Polygon. And there's so many brands and their NFTs, right? Some games are also on Polygon right now. So that's also very positive, right? And the number of addresses within the POS chain continues to go up and up and up. And the same thing with their ZK EVM chain too, keeps on going up and up and up and too. So Polygon is doing quite well building and attracting users and dApps during a pretty harsh market, right? ImmutableX, who has a partnership with Polygon, they team up with AWS to grow Web3 gaming. That's great. But they're not the only ones. Avalanche has a partnership with AWS, and I forgot who else who else has a lot of projects seem to have partnership with AWS, right? So it's good. Basically, I think with these kind of partnerships, you could just spin up like a node, right? I know you could spin up like an Ethereum node too in AWS, and there's a lot of nodes that you could spin up. BlackRock, right? Obviously, everyone's waiting for a BlackRock ETF, spot Bitcoin ETF to get approved, and it will. And most likely Gary Gensler, after he resigns or get thrown out, will be working for BlackRock. But right now, I guess they're working with JP Morgan on their new Onyx. Yeah, Onyx blockchain, which also has near instant collateral transfer, right? So that sounds like a competitor to XRP Ledger, right? So yeah, JP Morgan, they've been experimenting with the blockchain for quite a long time, right? And it's kind of funny that Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, is still shitting on Bitcoin, and not just that, all crypto in general. So yeah, just think about that. He's shitting on everything, yet his own firm has a blockchain, has a coin, and is already utilizing it for transfers between banks and countries. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? So think about it. Once upon a time, Jamie Dimon actually came out and said, if I catch anyone even talking about Bitcoin in my firm, they get fired. But you know what? JP Morgan also has a wealth division, and they actually recommend people to buy Bitcoin. So again, how does that make sense? It doesn't.